What up? What's happening? $11.11. Make a wish. I wish that all would go well. Well, there it is. Okay. Here we go. You already know the drill. New day. More code. Same project. Trying to finish it so I can go get a job. You know what I'm saying? So I can go get a job doing this for a living. Make some money doing it. That's the goal, baby. Will we ever reach the goal? I don't know. Guess we'll see. You know. Oh, there he is. Okay. Dawn of the Slums. I don't like that stupid ass fucking song. Whack ass shit. Anyway, here we go. Set the timer. 67. No, the stream is not meant for kids. No. Alright. Timer set. What did we do last time? Okay, last time we did save logic code test and SQLite test pi 100% success. Yeah, bro. I did a lot of code, and guess what? I don't have any bugs in it. Like, none. That's crazy, dude. Anyway. Copied much of the code from save logic to SQLite tested. Everything is working 100%. Forgot my period right there. Then copied final form from SQLite test back to save logic, but did not review in save logic. Stopped at line 103 in save logic. So let's go over there. I don't like this shit either. Matter of fact, hold up. Let me get this shit out of my playlist. Same thing for this one. Oh, Final Fantasy 7 got the best music. Man, shut up. No, I don't. No, it didn't. Sorry. Sorry. Some of it was good, don't get me wrong. Some of it was really great, but some of it was not great. Okay, 106 save logic. That's where we are. That's where we're at. 103. Okay, so we copied this function from SQLite because we pasted it from save logic over to SQLite test to do some testing, and everything was working. We kind of modified it a little bit, and then after testing it, verified that it worked in the form that it was in, I copied it back over to save logic. So this hasn't been reviewed in the context of this file. Reviews code as it was last refactored SQLite testing. Copied and pasted back here. Verify it matches the logic elsewhere in the file. True. Yeah, so let's do that. Let us go ahead and let's do it. Okay, so what the fuck is this? Oh, this is some happy music, bro. I like this happy music. Yeah, it's very happy. I feel motivated already. Source curves as you vacuum into target path. If db2 or 3 is equal to 2, then we create the database as self.db2 because this is a method, so we refer to the self, which is going to be the instance of database class. Calling SQLite 3 connect, passing in target path. and isolation level equals none. Then we create the associated cursor. We say self cursor stable equals self.db2.cursor. Okay, target cursor equals self.cursor stable, and we do that so that we can run pragma settings. And it doesn't really matter. We could just do. We could have just done pragma twice, but it's no big deal. Then we do self db else. That's elif db2 or 3 is equal to 3. That means we're dealing with. That means the target path is going to be backup. So then we say self.db3 equals. db3 equals SQLite 3 connect, target path, isolation level. None. Self.cursor stable backup equals self.db3.cursor. Target cursor equals self.cursor stable backup. Then we do target cursor pragma journal mode. Target cursor pragma synchronous equals normal. New DB verified not corrupted equals false because it could be corrupted while new DB verified is not corrupted. While new DB is not corrupted is equal to false. If target cursor execute pragma integrity check. Fetch none. 0 is not equal to OK. Then we would OS remove target path, and then we would vacuum from source cursor into target path. Else, if it is not corrupted, then new DB verified not corrupted equals true. Alright. Need to add with without OS remove bool. And I also need to add the note about. I wrote it in things to do, but I didn't write it here. Was the fact that source cursor is always going to be save data. So there's no reason to have it as a variable if it doesn't vary. See, so normally like we just do cursor, which would just be database.cursor, or in this case self.cursor. So that would always be the source cursor. We don't need to copy from save data to stable and then from stable to backup. We can just go from save data to stable and then from save data to backup. It's the exact same thing. There's literally no reason to do it any differently than that. It's stupid, actually. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna get rid of it because I know that it's always gonna be self cursor. So let's go up here and just get rid of that. Less is better, baby. Less is better. So this is just going to be self.cursor. Bam. Self.cursor.execute. There we go. And then from there, wait. Let's go ahead and find. So we have. There you go. That's it. There's one more instance right there, so at 118. So go down here, and then This is going to be self.cursor. And what else? Okay, so let's get this straight right off the fucking bat. We have to add. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh wait. I knew it. I forgot. The well, that is part and parcel of this. Need to add with without OS remove bool parameter to this function to denote whether we are calling OS remove at the beginning of the function. Right. So let's add that. So we'll do target path db2 or 3, and we're not gonna do db2 or 3. Okay, that's rudimentary. That's caveman shit. We're gonna say target path is gonna include. I mean, it's fine, bro. It's fine, dude. Like, it's really not even a big deal. We could just leave db2 or 3. It's fine. I'm just like, I can make a mistake and mess it up if I put the wrong number in. I could just let it be derived. That's the thing about letting things be derived, is you don't have to figure it out. It's gonna be computed rigid. Like, it's never gonna, oops, we put 3 instead of 2. It's not gonna do that. If it's derived, it's gonna always be correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth? It doesn't matter either way. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter. You can just leave the shit how it is. It's not important. I do like less code though. You know? I really do. I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't like it. Alright, db2 or 3 is out as well. Don't look like that, okay? Get it out of here. See that? Bam. I'll never have to read that shit again. And instead, here's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna say if backup is not in target path, then we're dealing with db2. And then this is else, aka elif backup. Oops. In target path. So if we're dealing with if backup is in the target path, because the target path is either gonna be save data stable.db or save data stable backup. So if backup is in the path, then we're dealing with db3 because db3 is associated. So, and you know what? I'm gonna change that too, because that's like it's a mystery. Like, why is it 2 or 3? You know, just call it the same. That's why namespace is so important to me. Just use the same namespace. If it's associated with backup, call it db underscore backup. If it's not backup, just call it db stable. So we're gonna change that. So we have if backup is not in target path, then we're dealing with db2, and then if we have else, which is same as saying elif backup is in the target path, which it takes more computational power to do this, but it's safer. You're talking about a millisecond, literally maybe 1 millisecond difference, or nanosecond, or maybe nanosecond, microsecond, I don't know, probably microsecond. Fucking nothing is what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and change this. db2. Let's find it. Alright, so this is going to be changed. This is, why would we do this? Just so we don't have to write out the stable? That's stupid. So this is db stable, and this is going to be db backup. Bam. Easy. Now, this one is going to be stable, db stable, and then db stable, and now let's do db3. So it's going to be db backup, and same thing here, db backup. There you go, dog. There you go, dog. Let's get it out of here. Get it out of here. I don't want to see it. Okie dokie, schmokey. What do we need now? Well, I mean, we could test it, but I mean, testing it wouldn't take long. Let's go ahead and add the. So see, now we only have one parameter. Look how clean that is. Just one. Bam. Target path. And yeah, like we need that, right? I don't think we can. Like that's. Yeah, that's got to be passed. So we can't get rid of that one. But the next one we need to have is the with without OS removable, and that's because it varies. Sometimes we remove the associated file, the target path, prior to vacuuming into. Couldn't we just say if it exists, delete it? Because it has to be deleted for us to vacuum into. You know what I mean? Like, if I am on the side of clarity and simplicity, I love performance, but if you're talking about like microseconds versus more complicated bloated code, I would much rather have the less bloated, simpler code that's 1 millisecond slower, honestly, just because it all comes together in this, it all adds up, you know? You gotta look at it, you gotta scroll through it eventually, you gotta read it again. So let's go ahead and say, like, I don't even need. Yeah, it's very simple. It's not even complicated. You have to have it be deleted before you can vacuum to that path. That's just the way vacuum into works. It has to be a creation of the file, so the file has to be deleted prior, which means we can just check to see if it exists. You feel what I'm saying? Is this not correct? I mean, yeah, of course it is. Which would, we don't need no arg, we don't need param, we don't need that. We just add one extra if, which is like the fastest thing in the world as far as Python goes anyway. It takes like 2 sec, like, no, it takes like milliseconds. It's fast, dude. We can just say if target path is that right? Target path dot exists. No. OS dot exists, and then pass in target path. this. No, 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 no. Card group exists. Here we go. If OS, well, that's what. If os.path.exists, os.path.exists, os.path.exists. That's why it wasn't showing up. And then target path. So if that target path exists, then we do os.path.remove, or is it just os.remove? It's os.remove, and then target path, right? Yeah. It's easy. If os path exists, where's the remove? os.remove. Yeah. There we go. Easy. So simple. We got that shit figured out, cuz. Now, what's next? So we don't need this. Bam. Yeah. So the first thing it's going to do is check to see if the path exists. That is the target path. And if it does, then we would do os.remove that target path. That looks great to me. Let's go ahead and test this code. So we're going to just copy this whole thing. Then we're going to go over here. I mean, we can do it over here. SQLite test already open. We'll go to the end. Let's go ahead and uncomment out this code. We're going to paste in this function here to replace the old one. Alright. There you go. Now we can test it. So let's go over here, make sure our database files are deleted. Bam. And now we can do cd canasta testing, and then we'll do PyTest reminders. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. We need to do SQLite test. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, we forgot to modify this. So we don't need to pass this in. All we need is the... We don't need none of that shit. Look how simple that is. Ooh. It still created it. That's why. I got you, dog. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so it works. He created the yeah. All right, done. Cool. Let's go ahead and we can comment this back out. Okay, what do we need to do now? So this has been tested, so we can just, I mean, I could put a note that this function was tested. Do that right here. Okay. Below function statements need to be tested. Need to finish adding in replacement vacuum into integrity check, recreate function calls in place of old code. Right, so that's what we're gonna do. Need to add in timestamp last saved for save data stable and save data stable backup, since we sometimes will have backup DB being the newer than stable database in rare scenarios. That is true. In this case, we would simply check the timestamp last saved row in each database one reconnect to see which is the most recent. I mean, I guess we would just like always check that, I suppose. Okay. So let's We don't even use this anymore. We're not even going to use that.
So you have come this far, and still you understand nothing.
So, and we got that shit figured out. Um, well, we would need to do this first, right? We would need to. Yeah, we would want to put the new checkpoint ID, because that's the checkpoint that we're at, into the database first, so that when it vacuums and makes the copies of stable and backup, it's going to include that new checkpoint. I mean, fucking duh, that seems just, yeah, so we'll do that first. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Should be done first. True. So let's see. We have checkpoint ID increments, and then we return checkpoint ID. Couldn't we just, since every checkpoint is associated with a checkpoint ID, and since every time we hit a checkpoint, we call this function, couldn't we just have the checkpoint ID be an attribute of the database class and just increment that I forgot to move this comment. Couldn't we just increment the class, the instance attribute, and not return the checkpoint ID? Um, does it make sense? We don't need the checkpoint ID. The only place the checkpoint ID is needed is in the database file. So yeah, like we can just we don't need to have the, let me write this. Don't fight it, baby. Don't fight it. Alright. What do we need? What do we need? Since the only place checkpoint ID is needed is in the DB file, for data recovery upon reconnect. True, 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 true. Big money, baby. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, that's good. Now... That's it, baby. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Um, good session. We're done. All right. So now, what's next? Well, now, um, we're basically done with that. We're just gotta finish those little minor tweaks, and you know, it's always gotta finish minor, minor. It's always minor shit. Um, you know, sand in the hourglass, dude. And there it goes. So good shit. Good session. I'm gonna go to the gym. It's heavy bag day. You already know. Mondays, heavy bag day, baby. And I already took a shower. I really don't want to take a second shower, but if I get sweaty enough, probably gonna fucking have to take one because I hate feeling gross. But yep. So I'll come back. We're gonna do more. Maybe I gotta do my taxes, and I got some other little shit I gotta take care of. So yeah, see ya.